A reporter in New York was waiting to go live on air when she was sexually and racially harassed by two men. Have a look.
You're beautiful as hell.
Thank you.
But why are you over here on camera though?
Watch Spectrum News. You can find out. Go find a TV and watch Spectrum News.
See, that's why I can't be left alone with a black woman or a mulatto chick, because I can't stand these white
We are
girls.
done here.
The reporter, Brianna Hamblin, posted the video on Twitter writing, quote, "Being hit on and harassed as a woman, especially as a woman reporter out in the field, happens so often you learn how to roll with it or ignore it. There are a lot of things wrong with this." Erica.
Girl,
I know.
we got into a whole conversation, and we've had this conversation so many times because, yeah, as a reporter or someone who has cameras around, you can catch things like this. But the truth is, when we were working in the bars and clubs, when I was, working in arenas or on radio, things like this happen, and you hope that it doesn't become physical. Because here's the thing, too. A lot of people are asking why the cameraman didn't step in. And I can understand there not being someone intervening in that moment. And I brought up the example of what happened when Al and I went to a basketball game together, and a guy came up to me and he was already crossing some boundaries, but then he opted to pet my head as he walked away. And I had to get in front of Al to be like, don't say anything. And I know that was, I don't want to speak for you, but I remember that.
You see, I saw it as a young guy. I remember walking at the corner store with my sister, and she was maybe 10, but she developed early. And I just remember being so, I didn't have any context for like why grown men were yelling things that I didn't even understand because I wasn't even sexualized yet. And I realized, like, my girl sent me this TikTok a couple weeks ago, and it was the same day that we covered the day where that man tackled that woman on the New York street and physically assaulted her. Mm-hmm. She put a TikTok out saying, we deal with this every single day, and that's why when we're catcalled, it's terrifying. And when I looked at that video, you know what I heard beyond the cursing is she said, thank you. When they were saying what they were saying, because it's such a natural defense mechanism to get these guys to go away, because if they say anything, either they're both going to be attacked, her and the cameraman, or worse.
Yeah, no, and Erica brought up all the professions. It's all the professions under the sun, right? And of course, every work environment is going to do their best to create a tolerant culture. But you did not mention, and Erica will chime in, when you go to the Starbucks, when you go here, when you go there, when you go to an amusement park. Like, I remember at 13 years old being like, what's happening? Like, what, I'm 13, I still literally am playing with Barbies at that age, and then me and my friend Martine are walking around by ourselves with starter jackets and shorts on, and we were hit on and catcalled left and right, and it made me completely look at my young self completely differently. And I'll never forget that day. And it was a day where I almost felt like my innocence and my age was completely taken from me. And that worries me as a mom to Sophie. I don't want her to be sexualized and catcalled and all those things. But when she's 12 years old, are you kidding me? You have a teenager right now. How are you dealing with this?
I mean, we were walking, my daughter was here a couple weeks ago, and we were walking at the Stanley Market out there in Aurora, and my girl was walking behind us, and she was saying that guys were staring and doing, and my daughter's just turned 14, But it's just like something, and Jeff, this is why I always got love for you, man. Even though you have two sons, I realize that the boys that are gonna come out of your home don't do that. And I realize that behavior is a symptom of something bigger.
Yeah, and my question was going to be, what percentage of men do you think, I mean, we can't obviously get a correct number, but what percentage of men do you think do this? Because obviously, that's the loudest. But
They're
you think
a loud
10,
minority,
20?
I believe.
They're a loud
very, very loud minority.
It's good to say not all men.
Yeah, because there's mentally unstable people out there, and I think they're doing the majority of things on social media, yelling on the street for no reason.
Or they're just misogynistic. It doesn't mean they're mentally unstable. They're just misogynistic.
I would argue that, because who walks up to someone filming and just starts saying things like that? I think something's got to be going on internally.
I hope. I mean, hopefully, I don't know.